So for our second exercise in Canva, we're going to really be driving home the fundamentals of alignment and contrast. And something I would recommend doing before you get into it, pick the genre that you want to work with. I'm going to do a wildlife magazine. So I Googled wildlife magazines, and this isn't cheating, it's just to get some ideas of what it could look like. So what I'm kind of taking note is how these things are laid out. Here's the headline. There's no subline, so I'd have to create that myself, but this is right aligned. And it's got pretty good hierarchy. You can see that Hope Takes Wings is much larger than the sub-article here. This magazine is left aligned on the left, right aligned on the right, and then it looks like top aligned for these sub-articles. And then we've got a little bit more of a sub-article over here. The headline is a display font. Really kind of stands out, looks good. Looks like all these are the same type of magazine. Wild Watch, let's see what this is. Left align, right align, good contrast, things look fairly legible. They're doing a few things that we probably won't be able to in Canva, such as having the image go on top of the type. But when we do this in Photoshop, you will be able to do that. So if you like that look, kind of put a pin in it, and we'll come back to it later. So again, left align, top align for these three articles. Remember, you're going to have, let's go back to the directions real quick. So you need a headline, a tagline, which is a sentence explaining the nature of the magazine, issue number, month, cost, this you can all make up, the UPC code, which I gave you here, download that, insert that, 3 secondary articles, and a minimum of 2 images, and these need to come from Unsplash, which I've linked to, or Canva itself. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to open up Canva. I'm going to make a new document, and the size of this is going to be 8.5 by 11, so it's just a piece of paper. Go to Design, and I don't want to find a template. I'm just going to go Home here, because I want to create a new document. So I'm going to do a custom size here. Print would probably have it, but I'll go ahead and plug in custom size, and I'm going to make sure it's 8.5 by 11. If not, I can plug in, make sure that pixels is not selected. Do not do this. Make sure that it's inches. If you do this, you're going to have to restart. So width of 8.5, height of 11, create the design. Okay, here's a white rectangle. I want to start with a pretty powerful lead-off image, so I am going to use Unsplash. And I'm going to look for a photo of, maybe a crocodile. That's pretty intense. Now it's got the little plus here, so that's a pro image, so that one won't work. That's going to be watermarked. And I do want to find an image that's got some good negative space on the top and the bottom. This is a cool image, but it's horizontal. It's not going to fit a vertical composition very well. That's pretty nice. It's definitely vertical. That could work pretty well. It's got some good area up at the top, but that's also a pro image. So none of these really work that well. This might be okay. You know, I kind of do like this one. So let's go ahead and download that. Okay, so it's downloaded. Jump back over to Canva. And let's upload our image. So we're going to go to Uploads, Upload File. There it is right there. And while I'm at it, I could probably just upload all 3 of these. Actually, I'll get my UPC code and my image, and I'll open these 2. These will upload into my files here. I'll just click, hold, and drag. That fits pretty well. I would like to rotate it though. So, got a rotate widget here. Actually, it looks better going to the top. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull my UPC code out, and that's taking up way too much room, so I'll shrink this down, and I'll rotate this as well. There's 90 degrees, and I'll push this off into the corner. Okay, so far so good. I would like a little bit more room at the top, so I'm going to scale this up some. Alright, I need to come up with a name for the magazine. I'll just call this Gator Town or something. Now for this, I can use a nice headline font. See what we got here. Usually it says headlines, but apparently not this time. No big deal. I don't think any of these are going to work very well. I'm just going to add my own text box. And I'll call this Gatortown. Now that's a pretty boring font for a headline. I think I can really do a lot better here. So let's see what we got. Move this over some. Canva Sans, not bad, but for a headline, you really are going to want something that catches the eye. That's not bad. What else do we got? Lots to choose from. I'm not going to settle on the first one. I really want to find something that speaks to the nature of this magazine. It's better-ish. Now we're starting to get in some weird stuff here. Let's see what this slab. I like that, but it's a little too big, so that looks better. So let's take this, and I kind of want to add some color to it. So what color would work well against black and white? Let's start with a yellow. Better, but I want a bright yellow. Not a yellow-orange, like a yellow-yellow. And I could probably put some effects on it. Maybe like a shadow. Drop the shadow, the direction. Let's offset it even more. And I kind of want to play around with the color too. Because right now it's a yellow color, so it might be nice if it's a green. Or dark green. Alright, kind of getting there. I need to come up with a tagline for this magazine. So I add another text box. And I could probably just use ChatGPT, but I'm going to put something generic. This is my tagline. And this I don't want to be as important as the name of the magazine. Or say, the only magazine for alligator enthusiasts. I'm sure I spelled that wrong. In fact, I know I did. Don't have typos on print. It looks really, really amateurish. This will just change to white. Go, and alright, so I'm getting there. Issue number, can add another text box, so I'll call this issue 1. Again, you guys can just make this up. No more than 3 fonts. I've got a headline font. I'll use this for my sub or my tagline, and I'll also use it for my articles. For stuff like this though, I want something really legible. I can make this a little bit bigger. So it's issue 1. I'll pull this down right on top of the UPC code, and we'll call this is the month of August. And I'll do maybe a right aligned. Go to right align. There we go. Okay, now I just need to put my 3 articles. So for this, again, get my text. When it comes to articles, I'll probably just Google alligator articles. Because I don't want to have to write this myself. Or alligator headlines. Perfect. Alligator Alcatraz. That sounds great. That sounds like something that would be worth reading. Come over here, get my text box. Now for this, I'm going to just paste that in. Move this up. And here's where we talk about alignment. I'm going to want everything kind of stacked, probably left align. I'll up the size of this some. I'll go left align. And what font is this? This is Aleph Slab. bad. And then for the explanation of the article, it needs to be about a sentence. I'll just make it up. I'll put the prison of alligators wild. Alright. Crush this down some. Not bad. I would, though, like to see, obviously I misspelled this, duh. Maybe I'll make the whole thing a bit smaller. This I'm going to make a different font, and I'm probably just going to cut it. That way I can make this a little bit bigger. Add a new text box. Paste that in there. And this I'll keep to the font that I used before, which was Alice, and I can make this a bit larger. So you're really just kind of working with hierarchy here. Make sure that this is left aligned if you're using left align. I'm going to anchor this right onto here, and maybe this needs a little bit of color as well. So instead of just having bland white, maybe let's give this a little pop. Not bad. So I've got one article down. I need 2 more. I could probably just copy and paste this a couple times, change a few things up, but so far it's looking pretty good. So we'll do this demo tomorrow. Let me know if you've got questions, but this is how you'll get started. When you're done, what you're going to choose is share. Make sure you choose download, and what we're looking for here is either a JPEG or a PDF print. Either one of these will be fine. Please don't share with me your Canva account. I won't be able to see it. You will need to download it. Alright, good luck, and let us know how we can help.